Welcome back. The NCBA staff in Washington, D.C. works hard each and every day to educate lawmakers about the issues that matter to cattlemen and women all across our country. Reporter Brad Bulla has more on the Congressional Beef Caucus and how this group will help make the education process just a little bit easier.
On the ranch, it's easier to move cattle when you have a skilled team working together to get the job done. That same idea applies on Capitol Hill when it comes to advancing policies that protect the cattle business. And building a team is part of the idea behind the creation of the Congressional Beef Caucus.
I'm honored to be here today to kick off the Congressional Beef Caucus for the 115th Congress.
So this morning we announced the formation of a new Beef Caucus, which is a group of members of Congress, Republicans and Democrats, joining together to express our support for the beef industry, to represent our cattlemen and make sure that Congress is aware of the issues that face our ranchers. And when it comes to ag policy, the Farm Bill, taxes, trade, regulations, this will be a source to provide information and advocacy for our hardworking cattlemen back home.
And I think it's very important that we understand just having an information source and communicating to congressmen what our issues are. So we're talking about communicating to the consumer because they're so far removed from production. We have the same issues in Congress. So it's very important that we have an ear in Congress that understands what our issues truly are and the effects of some of the votes they take and what that has as far as an impact to the beef industry.
This is one way to get a message, especially to the urban areas, why this industry is so important to the country.
The founding co-chairs of the Beef Caucus, a Republican from Kansas and a Democrat from Texas, believe there are a variety of issues affecting the beef industry, where the two political parties can work together.
Obviously, Congress is divided on a number of issues. We don't think that beef production should be one of them. We think this is an issue that hits every district, whether they represent cattlemen or whether just they're consumers that go to the store that buy beef. They want to know that we have a great productive system in America, no matter where we are. And so the bipartisan nature shows that Republicans and Democrats coming together on an issue hopefully means that when issues come to Congress that relate to beef production, that it's not a divided issue, that both sides of the aisle can come together. And we know that there are Democrats and Republicans that are cattlemen and Democrats and Republicans that eat beef. And so we want to unify these issues around in this caucus.
You know, the first thing is by getting, I think we got about already 35 members already on board, bipartisan. Co-chair is Kevin Yoder for Kansas, a good man. We actually serve in the appropriations together, so we're very bipartisan. And then two things. One is to make sure we get among our members, and we certainly want to, we got 35 members, so we certainly want to beef up the numbers. Number two, so we can get educated among ourselves and be united when it comes to policy. But the other thing is just to get the word out to the general public.
The Congressional Beef Caucus is already adding members, and the caucus will be valuable to NCBA as a way to bring members of Congress together and advocate for important policies ranging from tax reform to common sense environmental regulation.
I think anytime that there's a focus in Washington, D.C. on issues that affect the beef industry, good things will come from that. And, particularly when consumers in these urban areas see a congressman from their area talking about beef issues, that's certainly positive for us in our communication effort to tell our story to our consumers.
You have this leadership here that understands a lot of our issues and other congressmen that necessarily don't understand our issues, and I think they'll reach out to some of these members of this caucus to find out the true answers of what the issues really are, and that'll help them make their decisions on how they're going to vote on important legislation that we have coming up before us.
We think if we can put our beef against any other country's beef in a market around the world, that we will succeed and that our cattlemen will prevail. And so we just want to make sure that we're opening those markets for them. We want to make sure that if there are regulations or burdens that make it harder on them, immigration policy, there's a lot of things that really we're going to dive into here that will allow us to help make it easier and more productive for our American cattlemen.
Those joining the Beef Caucus include members of Congress who represent cattle producers, but also those from urban districts who simply appreciate beef as a valuable, nutritional food for consumers worldwide. In Washington, I'm Brad Buller reporting for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Now, if you'd like to support the beef industry, why not become a NCBA member? By doing so, you'll be sustaining the work of NCBA in defending and advocating for the cattle industry in Washington, D.C. It's easy to do. Just call toll-free 1-866-USA-BEEF or visit the website beefusa.org.